Welcome Primary 4, with you is Ms. Noura Abdirahman, and today we are going to start lesson number 3 on concept number 3 on Unit 3. So are you ready to start? Let's go! Okay, on this lesson we are going to talk about using the energy of the wind. On this lesson we will know how does the wind is formed and what is the energy chain of the windmills. Let's start. Okay, could you tell me what is coming to us from the sun? As solar energy or radiation energy. Excellent. Okay, the radiation energy, it's coming just to a one place on the world or all the places? Okay, all the places. Okay, who is carrying or what is carrying or taking this radiation energy to all the places on the world? The wind. Excellent, because the wind is moving. So the wind will carry or take a different amount of the solar energy to different places on the world. Okay, after that, the radiation energy will causing what on this place? Heat, right? It has a thermal energy. So the radiation energy will change into thermal energy or heat energy. Okay, all the places will have the same temperature of heat. All places have a same temperature or different temperature? Different temperature. Excellent. Because some places is hot and some places is cold. The cold places has a cold air and the warm places has a warm air. So the temperature, it is not same. The temperature is different in different places. Okay, so always, all the time, the cold air is moving to the warm air. Again, in any two places, if there is a different temperature, the cold air moving to the warm air. Any two places have a different temperature, all the time the cold air is moving to the warm air. Okay, this is a moving air, right? So this is the wind. So ya Miss Noura, the wind is a cold air moving to the warm air. Yes. So what is the wind? The wind is cold air moving to the warm air. So why the air is moving? Why there is a wind on the world? Because there is difference in the temperature between cold air and warm air. Again, the difference in the temperature between cold air and warm air causing the air to move or making the wind. So the wind is moving because there is different temperature between cold and hot air. So now, do you know why there is a wind in the world? Because there is a different temperature between cold and hot air. Did you understand it? Okay, so again, let's start from the beginning. The radiation energy change into heat energy. So the wind is formed because of which energy? Because of heat energy, which is coming from radiation energy. Okay, let's complete. After that, the kinetic energy from the wind, it's rotating or used to move the blades of the windmills. This is the windmills, and each one of these, each one, it's called blade. Each one, it's called blade. Okay, so the kinetic energy of the wind will move the blades of the windmills. This is a kinetic energy. After that, when the blade is moving, the turbine will move, so it will operate the generator, so it will generate electricity. Excellent. So the windmills is used to generate electricity. After that, the electricity will move through a huge wire power lines to a different places and reach your houses and reach all the factories. So now what is the energy chain of the wind turbines? We will start with radiation energy from the sun, change into heat energy because a different temperature between hot and cold air will cause it's moving the air. So will be kinetic energy, and this kinetic energy will rotate the turbines. After that, it will generate electric energy. So what is the energy chain of windmills or wind turbines? Radiation energy change into heat or thermal energy, change into kinetic energy, change into electric energy. Excellent. And this is how does the windmill generating electricity? Okay, how does the wind turbines moving faster, or what causes the windmills to increase its speed? The windmills can increase its speed by number one, decreasing the number of blades. So when you decrease the number of blades, you will increase the speed of windmills, so it will move faster. So by decreasing the number of blades, the windmills will move faster. Number two, when the kinetic energy increase. The kinetic energy it's coming from the wind. So when the wind is stronger, the kinetic energy it will increase, so the speed of windmills will increase. At number three, when the wind blow from the side of the wind turbine. When the wind is coming from the side, not from the front. When the wind is coming from the side, it is in the same direction of the blades, so it will move faster. So put right and wrong. When the wind blow from the side, it will decrease the speed of the wind turbines. No, it will be wrong because it will increase the speed. So now tell me what will make the windmills move faster. Number one, decreasing number of blades, increasing the kinetic energy, blowing the wind from the side. Okay, now let's talk about how can the wind turbines move slower. By number one, by blowing the wind from the front, as we said. Blowing the wind from the front will decrease the speed of the windmills, or it will make it rotate slower. Okay, number two, we can also increase the number of blades, because increasing the number of blades will make it rotate slower. Number three, we can also decrease the kinetic energy, because it will make it rotate slower. Excellent. Now let's start together lesson number 4. On the last lesson, we talked about the windmills and the energy chain of the windmills. Now let's talk about the water mills, and what is the energy chain of the water mills. Can you remember the water mills has which energy? Hydroelectric energy, and the hydroelectric can be generated from waterfalls or dams. Waterfalls or dams. Let's start with the waterfalls. Okay, the waterfalls, it's coming from the rivers, because the rivers is running water. So all the waterfalls, it's coming from rivers. The river flowed down the hill, and during flowing down, it has which energy before the water falling down? Before falling down at this point, it has which energy? Excellent. Potential energy, because it's stopping a second. Okay, which type of potential, if you can remember? It's high from the Earth's surface and exposing to the gravity force. So it has gravitational potential energy. Again, the water before falling down, it has which energy? Gravitational potential energy. Okay, this gravitational potential energy, when the water fall down, it will change into kinetic energy. Excellent. After that, under the waterfall, there is a water turbine or a water mill. Okay, when this water turbine is moving, because of the kinetic energy of the water, it will generate electricity. Excellent. So now what is the energy chain of the water falling? Number one, gravitational potential energy change into kinetic energy, change into electric energy. So again, on the waterfalls, the energy chain from potential to kinetic to electric, potential to kinetic to electric. Now let's talk about the energy chain of the dams. The dams are built on the rivers also, because the rivers also it's a moving water or a running water. Okay, and the dams can control the water flow. What's the meaning of that? We can control the moving of water by using the dams, because the dams can close and open. when the dam is closed, the water it doesn't move. And when the dam is open, the water can flow or can move. Okay, number one, we are preventing the water from moving. We are closing the dam so the water is not moving. When the water is not moving, it has which energy? Excellent, potential energy. And when the water increase behind the dam, what will happen to the potential energy? It will increase. So when we are controlling the water flow of the river, the potential energy will increase. After that, the potential energy of the water will change into kinetic energy. When we open the dam and the water start to flow, this potential energy will change into kinetic energy. Okay, after that, there is a water turbine under the dam. This water turbine will rotate, so it will generate electricity. So let's start from the beginning. The flow of water can be controlled, and when we control it, we can generate electricity by the dams because the dams prevent the flowing of water. So the potential energy increase. So number one, the potential energy of water increase. After that, when the water is released, the potential energy will change into kinetic energy. Okay, and the kinetic energy will help the water turbines to rotate and generate electricity. This electricity will move through a long electric wires to every place on the world. What is the type of this energy? It is the energy it is the electric energy which is generated from water. Electric energy generated from water, it's called what? Hydroelectric energy. If you can remember, what's the meaning of hydroelectric energy or hydroelectricity? It is the type of electric energy generated by water turbines. Again, what's the meaning of hydroelectric energy? It is the type of electric energy generated by water turbines, and the water turbines can be founded on the falling water or on the dams. Now let's talk about what is the difference and similarities between using the water to generate electricity and using the wind to generate electricity. At the first, what is the difference between them? To use the water to generate electricity, you should choose a place which has a dam or a river. So to generate electricity from water, you should have a place has a dam or a river. Okay. And to use the wind to generate electricity, you should choose a place which has a strong wind. Okay, now let's talk what is the similarities between the water mills and windmills. Both of them are renewable energy resource. Also, both of them are used to operate the turbines. And both of them has a kinetic energy, and both of them can generate electricity. So both of them renewable. Both of them operate the turbines, both of them has a kinetic energy, and both of them can generate electricity. And the last thing, let's talk about the water cycle. What is the water cycle? The water is moving in a cycle, and that's why the water it doesn't run out. The river water it doesn't run out. Why? Because the water is moving in a water cycle. What is the water cycle? Okay. How does the water can return back to the river again? At first, the water of the river is exposed to the sun. Okay, when the sun heat the water will turn into water vapor. Excellent. And this water vapor, when the water turn into water vapor, this is called which process? This is called evaporation. So repeat after me. Evaporation. What's the meaning of evaporation? When the water turn into water vapor. So when the water heat up and become a water vapor, this is called evaporation. Okay, after that, the water vapor will go up to the sky. And on the sky, it's cold. So the water vapor will turn into a very, very small water droplet again. Okay. And when the water vapor turn into water again in the sky in the form of cloud, it's in the form of cloud. This is called condensation. Again, it's called what? Condensation. So the cloud is an evaporated water. The cloud, it's an evaporated water and condense on the sky. So at the first, what happened? Evaporation. After that, condensation. Evaporation, condensation. Evaporation, condensation. Okay, and on the clouds, when the water vapor when the water vapor is condensed inside the cloud, after that, what will happen to this cloud? The water will start to falling, and this is called a rain. So when the rain falling, it will return back into the river again. So that's why the water of the river is renewable and doesn't run out. So number one, what's happened to the river water? Evaporation. After that, condensation. Evaporation, condensation. Evaporation, condensation. After that, rain falling, and it will come back into the river again. What is the name of this cycle? It's called water cycle. It's called what? Water cycle. With you was Ms. Noor Abdurrahman, and thank you for listening.